Hi, Sudhander. My name is Ellen, and I'll be correcting this essay for you today. Let's get straight into it. English and Homestay. Dear Sir, Madam, I'm writing to introduce myself and request additional information for my trip to the UK to help myself prepare for the tour. First of all, thank you for accepting my application and agreeing to host me as your guest. I am Braden Reed, a 24-year-old university student from Toronto, Canada. I'm currently pursuing my master's in architecture at the University of Toronto. Ever since I was a teenager, I was always let's see. Ever since I was a teenager, I have been fascinated. Okay. You've got some time markers here, so you can't say I always was been fascinated. It's incorrect. So, ever since I was a teenager, I have been fascinated by the history and the rich tradition of the United Kingdom. All right. One thing I noticed additionally is that you've got too many commas. So, you don't need one here. And there was another one I saw. Oh, where'd it go? Here, you don't need it as well. Okay. Um, Conventions in writing in English have made it so that you don't really need commas between an and like this. Okay. So it's a little too much. Basically, commas act as a speed bump. They make you kind of visually pause. And so you don't want to always do that, especially in those two places. So here and here, I would have gotten rid of them. All right. So I'm really excited to explore the UK and spend time with your family. Fine. The UK is home to numerous castles with marvelous architecture situated in scenic landscapes. I am eager to explore those castles. Could you please suggest to me a list of castles which I should visit during my trip to the UK? I am aware that the 31st of May is a local holiday in your town, and could you inform me if public transport will be available on that day? Fine. I like this. Only thing maybe I would have changed is how many times you use the word castles in that short span. Look, you've got it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. This would have been a really nice opportunity for you to use some lexical cohesion. So maybe use a pronoun, maybe use a synonym, do something so you're not using the same word so repetitively. All right, so let's see. The UK is home to numerous castles with marvelous architecture situated in scenic landscapes. I'm eager to explore them. Okay. That's one way you could have done this. Or maybe I am eager to explore these historical landmarks. Okay, again, you're using another word so that you can avoid repeating castles. How about this? Could you please suggest to me a relevant list which I should visit? Or could you please suggest to me a list of such sites that I should visit? All right, another really nice way of doing some cohesion here. Okay, all right. My flight is scheduled to arrive on the 29th of May at 12:30, and I will be taking a cab to reach your place. I will reach your home around 4 p.m. after completing my immigration process. Fine. Thank you in advance for your help. Please feel free to contact me if you need any additional information. Okay, great. I like this. I thought you did a very good job. Any kind of errors were minimal. It was very nice. You covered everything. You covered it amply. So I'm fine with this. I thought you did a really nice job. It was formal. This was fine. No, it was all very good. It was all very good. Okay? So really nice work there. All right, let's take a look at international marketing. The advent of the internet has opened several avenues for sharing information worldwide. The worldwide promotion, I don't like this. Look at this again. Cohesion, worldwide, worldwide. It's repetitive. Avoid doing this, okay? So you could have just said international, would have been great. The international promotion of, I don't like this. What is this? Several elements. It's vague. We don't know what you're really talking about. So either make it clear to your reader what several elements means or find some alternative way of writing it. Let's try that again. The advent of the internet has opened, again, here's several. Look at this. The advent of the internet has opened new avenues for sharing information worldwide. The international promotion, no, International promotion is considered to be interfering with a particular country's dynamics, but is also regarded as an essential and a cost-effective way of educating the different ideas, language, and culture. Even though global advertising has permeated the societal norms of the country in consideration, it has provided a vital platform to promote awareness about the rich and varied heritage of numerous nations. Okay. So I didn't like this. A particular countries. It's as if you're speaking just about one country, but you're not naming it. And I thought that was a little strange. So you want to make this a little more general? Okay, let's see what you could have done. I think I changed this to international promotion is considered by some to be interfering with the host country's dynamics or host countries, not a countries, but with host countries, and that would have been IES with the apostrophe. Okay, so make that a little different. And this is fine. Okay, fine. Also, another thing I wasn't crazy about is try to vary this a little bit. Like, I understand that you were essentially just changing some of the words, making them certainly more sophisticated, but some of it did really feel like it was just this. Okay, look at this. Where is it? Ideas, language, and cultures. Ideas, language, and cultures. I would have liked this to be a little different. Okay. Fine. Let's continue. International marketing has certainly impacted. Wow, this is long, isn't it? Let's see what you did here. Hold on. Let's see. 421 words. So my first question to you is going to be, how long did this take you? Did it take you 40 minutes? Did it take you more? If it's taking you more, then you need to limit yourself right away to 40 minutes so you get into the habit of writing within that time span. Okay. It's a bad habit to get into to spend a lot more time writing your task twos because you're just not going to have that time, okay, when you're taking the exam. So get into the habit as early as possible of writing within a shorter span of time. All right, so international marketing has certainly impacted the tradition and norms of multiple countries. This can be very evident in developing countries like India, where an increasing number of people, especially youngsters, are adopting Western ideologies and mindsets, comma, here you needed a comma, leaving behind their customs and tradition. Okay, you just used that it's impacted. Maybe you could have leaving behind their customs, period. Okay, because it just felt kind of repetitive. A recent study by the Indian Ministry of Textiles showed that the number of people in Indian metropolitan cities who preferred Western clothes over traditional Indian attires has increased threefold since 2015 among a surveyed group of 10,000 people. Okay. Social media has provided a platform for several content creators and corporations to advertise. Again, several. I want you to not use this word, and I'll tell you why in a minute. On a global scale, and this has the potential to influence young and vulnerable people in, again, several developing countries. Thus, advertising globally could possibly interfere with the local customs and traditions of countries by propagating contradicting ideologies amongst the masses, and growing popularity of social media has increased this phenomenon to a greater extent. Okay. Now, let me tell you first of all why I don't like the word several. Because it's limiting, but it's vague. Okay. So avoid using it unless you're seriously talking about several. All right. Several meaning 4 or 5. That's why I don't like it. Or maybe even 6 or 7. Okay. But definitely not a lot. So let's get rid of that word. Let's see. It has a potential to influence young and vulnerable people in developing countries. That's it. You don't need it. Okay. Or in some developing countries, even would have been better because it's vague, but it's not limiting the way several is. Where else did I see several? Here we go. Has provided a platform for content creators. That's it. Let's see. Now, what I didn't really love is the connection between this. So you talked about people in metropolitan cities, they prefer they prefer Western attire over Indian attire. And then I really feel like there needed to be a link. You either needed to make this a new idea, or, like, in other words, signposting it with some sort of cohesive device, like additionally, for example. Okay. Or another issue at hand is that social media has provided. Okay. So explain to me if you consider this to be a new idea in your paragraph, or if it's just an extension of this. Let me show you how it could have been an extension. You said they prefer da da da. Then you could have said that this is partly um, this is partly due to the influence of social media, which has provided a platform, etc., etc. Okay, so you could have done it like that as well. I know I didn't really say it very eloquently, but you get the general idea of what I wanted you to do. Okay. All right. On the other hand, global advertising plays a vital role to create awareness about developing and underdeveloped countries and their heritage. In the West, many people are unaware of the trends, cultures, and ideologies of other nations, and they might have wrong perceptions about such countries due to the stereotypes. Tourism is one of the key areas where numerous developing countries can promote their country's historic values. You didn't need to say countries. Again, look, tourism is one of the key areas where developing countries can promote their historic values, local architecture, and traditions, and encourage people from developed countries to visit them and remove any common misconceptions about their countries. All right, now here I'm okay with the countries, but when you have it 3 times, look, countries, 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 it's too much. So let's try it one more time. Tourism is one of the key areas where developing countries can promote their historic values, local architecture, and traditions, and encourage people from developed nations to visit them and remove any common misconceptions about their culture. Okay? Again, so you could have left countries here, but you absolutely had to get rid of it here and here. 4 times in one sentence, just I feel like I'm saying countries repeatedly. So I know I don't want to do that. Okay? So that just gives you some ideas about how to create some lexical cohesion. Recent studies from WHO revealed that countries have increased their spending on global marketing campaigns to promote tourism in the last 2 years after the pandemic, and this has in turn boosted the local economy of the countries. Boosted local economy, or the local economy, by $10 billion. All right. Here, I'm not super thrilled with this paragraph, not just because of the lexical cohesion, but because of the development. I don't really feel like you have showed an understanding of what international marketing is. Um, yeah. So I would recommend maybe looking it up to show an understanding. I mean, what you wrote is nice. I like it, but it just doesn't show that it's completely on topic and that you've an understanding of what we're dealing with here in this paragraph. Okay, let's keep going. It is true that global advertising has interfered with and influenced the social dynamics of nations, of countries, of some countries. Okay, some would be better than several. However, it should not be forgotten that it has enabled the voices of unheard nations to be heard worldwide. Therefore, I strongly believe that international marketing is a prominent and cost-effective way to spread knowledge about different languages, cultures, and traditions. Okay, fine. So it's a good set here. In general, I think you've done a nice job. There are some things that I want you to work on. There are some things that we can certainly work on together if you decide that you would like to work with us. I'd love to see more essays from you. I'd love to see what you write on other topics. And so let's see if there is some way, some package perhaps that appeals to you so that we can work together. Okay, I'm looking forward to it. So good luck.